But one day there was an experience took place that changed the whole organization, and it's still changing us. I was interviewing three Hispanic moms and their beautiful kids, and I had all of them there arrayed in front of me. Probably not a good way to do social work, but they were pooling their limited English to overcome the fact that I couldn't speak Spanish. And I knew they needed something. I knew they were trying to tell me a story, but I couldn't understand what it was. And an older woman, Josefina Ortiz, who had already been served, she had her groceries. She, for some reason, instead of going out the back door through the grocery store, she came back through the interview room with all of her groceries. And as she walked by, I stopped her. And I said, "Ma'am, could you please help me?" And she was shocked that I would ask her for help. I mean, she was the one who was coming in to get help, and no one had ever asked her for help. But she said, "Sure, I'll be glad to help you. What can I do for you?" And I said, "Well, I need you to translate this interview." And I told her what was going on. Well, Josefina set her groceries down, and she sat down in front of these women, and she didn't conduct the interview. She didn't translate the interview. She conducted the interview. Because she knew the ropes, and she just handled the whole thing. We were able to pay some rent. We were able to pay some utilities. We gave the families the food that they needed, and they were perfect strangers to each other, but they were getting acquainted because of their common experience, thanks to my stupidity. Their kids were playing. They were all leaving. They were all happy. I'm literally on my knee thanking Miss Ortiz for her help. And when she got to the door to leave, she turned back to me and she said, "Larry, I could come back tomorrow and help you." And I said, "You can see I need your help. Please do." So she came back tomorrow for 9 years. And in that experience, we learned that we were looking at the community in an inadequate way, that we weren't really discerning the wealth that was already in the community. We were looking only in terms of dollars and cents, and not in terms of human capital, creativity, and community knowledge. And Josefina was a millionaire in terms of those categories. And so we changed our whole culture. In the next 45 days, we changed everyone who came, who was a volunteer, 15 to 20 plus Josefina, was retrained on how to run the place. And we added one question at the bottom of our interview form that said, "Do you have time to volunteer to help us out?" We went from having 50 to having 300 community people. It was crazy chaos until we got it organized. But that group of community volunteers, customers who came to us for service, now in charge of the place, transformed everything. And it became a 24/7 think tank. So, quote unquote, I always put it in quotes, there are no poor people. We're all poor and we're all rich, just in different ways, right? And so poor folks like Josefina were available to us 24/7, and we listened to them. They were the people closest to the problem. They knew most about poverty, and they educated us. And we started doing what they asked us to do. And I could go on and on. Everything we do has been the result of our commitment to listen to people like Josefina. The experts are the people who come to us every day seeking assistance.